I have your signature before giving you a bullet in return, something like that. Ah, yes, terrible. Huh? To be a president is to be in a very frightening position anyhow. For example, like that. And he, the president, or she, supposed to be the most protected person in the world, or at least in the nation, right? They have a private airplane, they have hundreds of bodyguards and dogs and dogs guards, and all kind of guards, right? Everywhere they go, and everywhere they go are hundreds of policemen, or sometimes thousands of army servicemen are around them, in many miles away, and filter in every corner of the street and in every house door, in order to protect that person. Sometimes the whole army service, the whole unit of army, 1,000 strong, are, how to say, monitored in order to keep the safety of a person. Like in Philippines, for example, I know that. I just happened to know one time because I went to the Philippines. Remember, many years ago, I went to Philippines to see the Vietnamese refugees and tried to see the president at that time, Mrs. Aquino, and other Ramos, and before that, in order to try to see what I can do for them, yeah? And I saw those presidents sometimes and talk about the refugees. So by the way, I happen to know one of the family, and the family has some generals, in the army, in the Philippines, general of the army. So one day they invited me to my house, to their house, and then the husband not supposed to be there. The general cannot be there, just the wife there. She cooked vegetarian for us, very cute. And then she said her husband cannot be here, sorry, because suddenly there is a call for him. He has to take the troop, yeah, to go to so-and-so place because the president will be there, for example, like that. So that's how I happen to know that the whole troop of the army, including the general and many others, high-ranking officers of the army, has to move around sometimes if the president is supposed to be in some area. Perhaps it's the same in the United States, or perhaps not. Perhaps only police and FBI or the bodyguards. But in Philippines, it happened that I know that. So you know what I mean? So I'm supposed to be the safer person, the most protected. But even then, at that time, Mrs. Aquino, then the president of Philippines, was attempted with assassination 9 times. At the time I was there. Afterward, I don't know how many more times. 9 times with attempted assassination. And you know your president, huh? Bill Clinton, huh? How many times already people spray bullet around his house? I don't know if it's for fun or something. Or they're crazy, I'm not sure. But you know what I mean, huh? Even the White House, the Black House, the pink houses, no house is safe in this world. And this is not the worst case. There are many other cases, natural disaster, huh? And United States is predicted, perhaps it's going to be split in half sometime because of some crack under the ground, some, I'll say, collision, huh? Pressure of some plates underneath, that they will meet each other somewhere, press each other, and then tear the United apart. Well, that should cause a lot of trouble, mess, and humans' lives, for example, like that. So where can we run in that case? Huh? We can't even make bunker or cannot even hide anywhere at all because you never know where and how and when that will happen. For example, like that, huh? In case of earthquake and perhaps flood, then probably sometimes they can predict it. But still, it still happens, and people are still unprepared, always. And sometimes the prediction is not exact. The location, the time, and the damage capacity is not always predictable. look at Japan, the most earthquake-proof nation in the world. Supposed to, huh? They have all kind of things. But still, when the earthquakes, struck them, they still helpless. Or Russia, they produce so many bombs and so many first-class, missiles, huh? To kill a lot of people, and they can take a lot of nation in no time, take over, invade them. But still, when earthquake struck them, they also hopeless. Thousands of people die, and nobody can do anything about it. With the atom bomb or with the how say, jumbo jet or whatever. No, nobody can rescue these people at all. It's in a matter of seconds. Thousands of people's lives in danger. But that's not the worst one, huh? There are sometimes the earthquake struck and tens of thousands of people die, huh? Some other time, I think, a few decades ago, the earthquake killed, was 70,000 people. You remember where? Huh? Mexico, huh? Perhaps. Yes, I remember. I can't remember the place. But it happened, huh? 60, 70,000 people, just like this, gone. So, and every day we hear the case about O.G. Simpson. Yeah, that he killed 2 persons and then the whole America and the whole world was on edge. Well, we can't do nothing about it when God killed 70,000 people. Who can we sue him? Nobody can sue the Lord of Karma, just like that. Or when some war comes, many hundreds of thousands of people die. Well, okay, we don't talk about war, that's man-made, okay? That perhaps we can stop. But disaster, how can we? Always happen, and especially at this time, from 1994 up to, I think, several more years, there will be always some bad news like this. I had a feeling. I hope it will minimize to some extent, or at least nullified, at best nullified, and don't happen. But still, we had a funny feeling that in these years a lot of terrible things happen. And I hope you in every different center meditate more so that these disasters will minimize or nullify themselves. So our brothers and sisters will not suffer so much. And if they have to die when the time comes, let them die in peace, yeah, and a natural death. These disasters are terrible. And this is talking about the things on this planet, and that we can predict and we can probably control even to some extent, huh? Like earthquake, we can build earthquake-proof or something like that. We hope we illusionize ourselves. Or the war, we can talk it over, have UN peace troops come there and shoot some people, and then peace will come. Perhaps like that, perhaps. But other things we can't control, like planets drop into our planet and they just kiss each other, and then we go where, when 2 planets kiss each other, and then we finished, right? For example, like that. And lately, the scientists have discovered something more frightening, like there's something you keep eating the stars, eating them up, like you eat my cookies in the kitchen. Yeah, it's not a black hole. I don't know what it is. Keep making all the stars disappear, and they pass by it, eat some stars, and they head into and this thing is heading to our planet. I hope it moves somewhere, and leave us alone. And sometimes it does, huh? Sometimes missed by just a fraction of distance, or seconds or something like that. And then we're safe. But still, we need to work a lot, huh, on spiritual cleaning for this planet. Otherwise, this is no hope for us, really impossible. with so much heavy karma and with the helplessness of human nature, there's not much we can do. And one more thing is that I hope this telescope from the space satellite took wrong picture. Or maybe their camera kaput, out of order or not focused well. That's what we hope, huh? Otherwise, it's really, life is nothing safe here at all. And not safe anywhere. Even in those galaxies, in the star, you see that thing eats up the star. Even if you run to the star, you'll be eaten too. And you go to the moon, it might eat the moon. Huh? Terrible. And all this UFO and all kind of aliens, all kind of things, we always have trouble, huh? Anyhow, but many of the UFO are very friendly, very, very friendly. They just look different. So the earth people are frightened of them and sometimes do them harm. That's a pity. It should not do that. Should not do that. Should leave them alone. And whenever a UFO crash landed on our earth, we should help them as much as possible to repair their vehicle and speed them back home as soon as possible. That will do tremendous good to our planet. In time of trouble, these people will come and help us unconditionally. Otherwise, we make enemy for nothing. They are our friends. They're watching the planet just like we have to watch the mountain for landslide, or we have to watch some troubled water somewhere in order to prevent disaster. They're not intending to harm us. Those harmful ones are not from the intelligent life. Those harmful ones are from devils, from Satan. It's different force altogether. And the UFO, the aliens, are not harmful. They are very, very, very good people, very intelligent, very advanced. And we could use their wisdom and friendship to protect our planet and to advance into a better civilization. But up to now, some of the nation make mistakes. Sometimes like to capture them and make trouble for them and make them die, without help and things like that, and destroy their craft in the name of science. And I don't think this is a very wise action. I think we should change that and help. Even we have to love our neighbor. Yeah, it is taught us like this. So our aliens people are also our neighbors. Anyhow. And the world is full of contradiction. You know what I mean? Anyhow, we can never talk about it enough. Just like everybody, animal rights activists, always cry when some people ship some cows to some other country to slaughter instead of slaughter in their home, and then they would also protest. Yeah, but they eat beef every day, from breakfast to dinner. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, or they would protest over the killing of some mink, perhaps. But every day a lot of chickens and cows and pigs go through their throats. They won't protest nothing. You know what I mean? So anyhow, this world is full of contradiction, and there's not much we can do except we try our best, pray for the world, and pray for ourselves, and prove ourselves, protect ourselves with our own virtue, with our own purity, and the inner eternal power. That's the only way we can be safe. And by being safe ourselves, we can perhaps rescue others who are in danger. If both are in danger, there's no way we can help each other. Is that not so?
Yes.
So like when you go on the aeroplane, before you come to see me, huh? They would tell you, put your mask on first. Put your oxygen mask on first in case of emergency, before you take care of your children or the next needy person, right? If you collapse, then even your child survive is terrible for him or her, right? You understand what I mean? Or if we collapse, we can't help other people. uh, all right, so I think I'll let you meditate. Or you can go to your tent and meditate. It's up to you. All right? That's it for now. Do you have any question? Yeah?
Xin sư phụ cho con được biết người tu hành đó